Welcome back to the Magic Hours. I'm Zoe Flowers, back with another reading. And this one is all about how you can connect to your cosmic family. So I'm very excited about this one. The setup is a little bit different for the pick a card, but we're going to just rock and roll with it. It's going to be amazing. So we also only have 2 piles today, which is also interesting. Everything is like totally just spirit led, just going with the flow here. So pile number 1, we have one of my favorite crystals, which is labradorite. And then we have pile number 2, which is one of my other favorite crystals, labradorite. So I'm going to give you a moment to settle in. Again, we have our lapis lazuli. And we have our labradorite. So just go ahead, let your shoulders relax. If you have on headphones, you might want to turn them down because these chimes might be loud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ring these chimes over each pile. So pile number 1, clearing off the energy. Pile number 2, clearing off the energy. And of course, what you do is you just pick the pile that resonates with you the most. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye. All right, pile number 1, let's go ahead and get it. So again, if you pick the lapis lazuli, this is the pile for you. Okay. Connecting with your cosmic family. Okay, so first out the gate, this crystal we have here is malachite. Malachite cleanses trauma, intensity, and transformation. It says malachite takes no prisoners. I feel like I had some malachite. I know I did. Oh, I keep malachite in my windowsill. So in my window that faces the street, because I have 3 windows, and in the one in the middle, that's where I have the malachite. That's right. It says malachite takes no prisoners, at least with your spiritual journey. A powerful conduit for energy, malachite cleanses the emotional body of trauma, whether from this life or a past life. So how to connect with your spiritual family? First of all, there is a need to cleanse your trauma. This is interesting because these past couple of months I've been going deeper with my cleansing of certain things, and I had one very powerful reading this week and 2 very powerful meditations. One I did and one a sister friend did on me. But that cleansing, because that cleansing can block the clarity. And the cleansing, thank you, Spirit, the trauma is making you doubt yourself. Of course it does, because that's what trauma does. Trauma separates you from the self. Even though your spirit can never be harmed, trauma makes you feel like your spirit is harmed. But really what it is your conscious mind that is harmed. Your spirit can never be touched. Your conscious mind and your subconscious mind is what is feeling the trauma and registering the trauma. And so malachite will help you cleanse that so that when you get your messages from the star beings, you can actually hear them, believe them, and act on their guidance. Whew, amazing. Malachite asks that you take accountability for your feelings and helps you release patterns that no longer serve you. Boom. Look deep within the whirls and patterns of malachite to assess other dimensions within yourself. Explore different timelines and hidden messages, bringing your subconscious to light. It resonates with Scorpio, Capricorn, and Venus. And of course, yesterday was the full moon in Libra. So again, a very powerful transmission of, I've had a lot of Venus energy also this week. I also have a lot of Venus in my chart. Am I feeling like Venus this week? Am I starting to feel like Venus? This guy at Whole Foods yesterday told me I look like a warrior princess. I was, thanks, but can I look like a fairy princess? I guess not, right? Son of Sticks. So yeah, this is wands in this deck, and so the sun represents the page. So the page. So how do you? Let me just say a little bit about this too. So in this deck, they talk about being born with a caul over your face or having extra digits, which this young person does. And so they talk about being able to do magic, do mysticism, to obviously be in the world of the occult. Yeah. And so it also talks about being idealistic and creative. And so when you think about connecting again to your cosmic family, of course, again, we have the malachite to help you to cleanse the trauma. And then we have the Son of Sticks to help you stay idealistic. So staying idealistic and believing, right? Because again, this is a child with a natural ability to connect to the world of the unseen. So it's like stepping into that. Oh, I love it. Stepping into that mystery. Love it. What else do we have? So I don't know what you all have gone through, pile number one, but we do have the goddess Allah for grief. So this is literally a brand new deck. I just got this yesterday. So let's read what her resonance is. And she falls within the Temple of the Lovers. And so let me read a little bit about that. So it says the high vibrating love goddesses represent divine agape. And so agape love is like just love for love's sake. Romantic love, familial love, and platonic bonds. The Temple of Lovers govern your heart physically and figuratively. Their energetic color vibrates to green. And so we have all of this green here, which is making this the camera go. So what I'm imagining is in order to connect with your cosmic family, because they have the malachite and then they have the grief here, it's either allowing your grief, once you again let your grief subside, it'll be easier to connect with them, but it also might be you giving your grief to them. So we'll see. Allah, goddess of grief, Igbo, Nigeria. The element is bush. And it says, ancient earth mother Allah is the foremost Igbo Alusi deity, which it says Alusi, and then it says in quotation, not quotation marks, parentheses, deity. Goddess Allah oversees motherhood, fertility, and the afterlife. After death, humans return to the womb of Allah, replanted in the soul to reincarnate. It says Allah's guidance, give spirit your grief. There it is. Bawl it out, wail it out, cry it out, sob, shriek, shed tears, surrender it. You are holding, and then it says embodiment. You're holding unprocessed grief. You want to skip over it and get back to normal, but grief doesn't go away because you ignore it. The only way to healing is to walk through it. Losing a loved one is the ultimate heartbreak, but you also experience grief after breakups, job loss, and disappointments. Self-love and self-care are required. Ask for support. Be gentle with yourself. And then there's a declaration. I am supported by my loved ones, those who are seen and those who are unseen. The question for you, pile number one, what is the quality of your belief system? So yes, giving your grief to spirit, but also this thing about you're supported by the seen and the unseen, for me, goes back to that Son of Sticks. Even though these are wands, we don't often think of wands as being I guess that's why I was guided to use this deck today, because I wanted to use another deck and they were like, no, we're going to keep it hoodoo. This is a very interesting take on the six of up the six. I keep saying the six, the Son of Wands, the page for me. This connection to the unseen. So you have a connection here. It's just, again, what is the quality of your belief? Do you believe in this? You're here on this channel. Maybe you're skipping around getting readings and things like that. But do you actually believe that you can receive help for your grief? I had to cry out this morning. It had to be like 4 o'clock this morning. I was like, angels, help me, right? Another way that you connect to your spirit family, that you can work with them, is to get creative. Oh my gosh. And again, we have that Knight of Wands here about creativity and idealism. Get creative. Change the way you do things. Maybe this means getting creative with some of your religious practices. Maybe this means getting creative with your altars. Maybe this means changing up the way you look. So here we have card number 12, Seven Sisters, Goddess of Creativity, out of New Orleans. So they are the conjurers. And so the conjurer goddesses, these goddesses, sorceresses, wield the power of creation and magical transmutation. Their energetic frequency is orange. This temple physically aligns with your reproductive organs. So sacral energy here. Maybe eating oranges, bathing with oranges resonates with the element of air. So maybe you have air prominent somewhere in your chart. The Seven Sisters were a mystical Nolans family of identical master psychics and conjure women who never aged. But were they? The Seven Sisters one shape-shifting woman, or seven? Time will never tell. So here's their guidance. Create, create, create. You come from conjurers and creators. Your blood remembers. Use your gifts to multiply your magic. You are a cosmic creatrix and creative force. Embodiment. You are a divine nation within one person. How creative do you allow yourself to be? Break out of your comfort zone and into your creative fertility. You have the power that creates planets. So yes, you are creative. Thank you, bird. The bird agrees. No one else's opinion matters here. Let your inner child play to awaken your creativity. Creating is birthing and manifesting. Your declaration is, I am a creative visionary. Even getting creative with how you deal with your grief. Maybe you make art. Maybe you pour it all into your art. Honestly, I love the way I continue to be surprised. Connecting with your cosmic family, celestial alignment. 4 + 1, we get a 5 there for freedom. We got all the celestial things happening in her crown. She's got the sun in her hands. She is fertile. Is that an orange? I know that's not an orange. That's not an orange. I don't know what it is. And then we have the goat. Greatest of all times. Also sacrifice. So it says Nkosazana, goddess of celestial alignment. So of course you can also work with all of these goddesses. Zulu, South Africa, she is the temple of the high priestesses. The high priestesses are the wise women goddesses. They are the keepers of the mysteries of the universe. The mysteries of the universe. Their energy at the crown of your head vibrates high with the color violet. And the sky was all violet. I want to give it violet, more violet. Go on, take everything I want you to. Inkosazana is the healer of healers and the teacher of teachers. I don't know who y'all are out there, but y'all are powerful. Well, obviously y'all are healers. Obviously y'all are high priestesses. And so keeping yourself spiritually clean. I was talking with a healer about this. Oh, yesterday when I went and got my facial, wound up giving the facial lady a whole reading and gave her crystals and everything. But anyway, the teacher of teachers, whose love for humanity makes the corn grow. She dwells in foamy waters, but is known as the heavenly princess. As above, so below is celestial alignment. Your natural path is to be in alignment with your own divinity. No one can take from you what they didn't give you, period. I feel like that's back to back here with these two. They're like, you are it, you are the one. The embodiment is, how do you want to feel? You think often about what you want, but goddess energy speaks to us in feelings. Celestial alignment is being in sync with the energetic feeling, the frequency of the sacred, everything that you desire in that frequency. Match it with your feelings. That is energy of God, goddess. The declaration, I'm always being guided in the right action. I feel like this is my pile. I do. This is my pile. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. So I wanted to know about month, like when, connecting. And we got April and September. So it begins now. It's interesting because I did a 6-month reading and posted it Friday, I think. And one of the piles, I can't remember which pile it is now, but they got April and September also. So that's interesting. So go back and look at my, what did I call it? What's coming, your next big thing or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but anyway, I posted it a couple of days ago, so it'll be the last video before this one. So April, September, it's starting now, which makes sense. It's the start of the new year. Like, here we go. Literally, I cannot make this stuff up. It's starting now, she says, and she pulls out a new moon, beginnings. It is starting now. Walk through the door. Is that an owl? I love when I always see something new. It's not technically an owl. Damn, how did I see an owl in that? That's not an owl right here. But it looks like an owl, doesn't it? Whoa, it looks like an owl to me, straight up. Anyway, to me, when I see this now in the context of this reading, connecting with your spiritual guides, why do I keep saying your spiritual? Clearly, because they're spiritual cosmic guides. Clearly. But what this means to me, what this feels like to me, is know what season you're in. Know what season you're in, okay? It's not the past anymore, okay? It's a new day. And that's how you connect with your cosmic guides, is by knowing what season. Not just knowing, acknowledging, and believing. Fam, I'm going to just say this right now. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. This channel's not a game. This channel is not a game. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Like, share, and subscribe so people can get these messages. Fam, just surrender. Be like a little child. Be as a child. Surrender. This is how you connect. You gotta want it. You mean it. If you're watching this, think about the meditation you took me through yesterday. Know what season you're in. Think about your feelings, as that other card said. We have the water here. Goddess energy speaks in feelings, not in wants. Okay? That's how we connect. Not the eagle coming back. You got to go back and look at my other video. Not the eagle coming back. Understanding that you are a leader, stepping into being a leader, being number one. I don't know why the American eagle, just like when you think about America's like, we're number one. And we know that has like, okay, we're not even going to talk about that. But that whole mindset, I've been watching a lot of movies about these people who don't do great things, but they get all these people to back them and give them money. I've been watching a lot of those things on Netflix. And I texted one of my sistren, and I was like, if only we could take the positive, right? And not be like schemers and scammers. But one thing that they have in common is this belief in themselves, this utter confidence, kind of like American people, the myth of America anyway. This idea that this country was created on. This idea of the rugged individual, or making the impossible possible. Now, we know they did all kinds of things that are like, no, not it. Okay? From the rooter to the tutor, it's messed up. However, this came to me one day when I was flying to DC, and I looked over DC and I saw all the sacred geometry, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there is something about believing in yourself and in your talent above all else. Your own freedom, your own sovereignty. I've never done that. I'm just now stepping into that. And I'm curious about where it's going to take me, because there is power in believing wholeheartedly in what you do and who you are, right? And so the thing about scammers in America, well, is it the same thing? Is that unfortunately they built their systems on other people. But what if we didn't do that? What if we believed in ourselves so wholly and completely that it was an inspiration to other people? I guess that's why we like celebrities. Yeah, we like their music, we like movies, whatever. But there's also something about, which again is very American, the coming from literally nothing. We like that. The hero's journey that Joseph Campbell talks about, and I think The Man with a Thousand Faces, I think it's called. He's the one that really pointed out this hero's journey that most movies and things like that are built on, this archetype. And Star Wars is, well, I guess maybe Star Trek too, but Star Wars is like one of the main examples of the hero's journey that people talk about. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. You can research it. But it has to do with being this eagle. Part of this is taking yourself out of the situation, looking at it from a higher perspective, and seeing how you need to shift and grow and change to accomplish your goal. That's all I want to say about that. So then I went to the Ancestors deck, because I wanted to see what the ancestors had to say about this, how you can connect to your cosmic family, your cosmic group. And we got interact and relate community, family, traditions. So it's not enough to just believe in them. We need to interact with them. Just like that grief goddess, we need to interact with them. We need to ask them for help. Just like this. Just like this. I'm here for it. Whoa, 20 minutes. This is long. And then we have from the ancestors whole self health, natural therapeutics, balance, Ayurveda. So taking care of our bodies, taking care of our temples, nourishing our bodies, nourishing our temples will help us to have a higher frequency. Number one, right? It's also something that I've been transitioning. I definitely let myself get way off course during the pandemic. And yeah, just started going back to the gym, drinking water. I get like, again, grief, right? Stress eating, sweets, all those things. And so, yeah, getting back to a sense of whole self health, again, not to fit society's standards, but so that your temple is cleaner. That's not the right word. Vessel is not either. It's all overused. It's your container, so that your container feels good. And when your container feels good, you'll have the energy to interact and relate. And you won't feel guilty and you won't feel shame, right? And so, what an amazing reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was lit. Like, share, subscribe. They want one. I'm dropping crystals all over the place. They want one more card. Oh. Okay. It says an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. The rooster. I mean, it literally fell out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye. All right. If you picked I can't speak today. Period. Labradorite. If you pick the labradorite, this is your deck. Pile number 2. There's only 2 decks. What am I talking about? Let's get into it. So we have another green, which is interesting. Pile 1 was malachite. This is wave light. Decisions flow, big picture. See the forest for the trees, especially with wave light. Big picture thinking is enhanced with this crystal, allowing you to see beyond the details and gain better grasps over the decisions you must make. Combining intuition with logic, wave light helps you look at all sides of a situation in order to make the best informed decision possible. Clearing energy blockages in the body, wave light sustains flow and regulates circulation for a healthy body and deep soul level cleansing. Use this crystal during the new moon to amplify its powers. So this crystal also resonates with the moon in general and Aquarius, which is amazing because, of course, yesterday was the full moon in Libra. So how to connect with your cosmic family? Well, first of all, getting yourself some wave light to help with the flow. And again, to help you see the big picture. Maybe you've been too small. Maybe you've been too small in your thinking. We're going to see. So I also wanted to find out like what month would be really helpful for connecting with your cosmic family. No time like the present. No time like the present. Okay. Okay. So from the rest of the spring into the summer. You might want to also see where you have Aquarius and the moon in your birth chart. Of course, you will need your time of birth and the city of your birth for that to get a complete reading. Because there might be some interesting planetary things happening in May and July that you can work with to connect with your cosmic family. Okay? So they have resilience here. I don't know if I like this card. I don't know if I like this card. I feel like this is mad shady. This is, okay. This is what we're working against. This is mad shady. But it is in tune with the moon, the waning gibbous. So it is in tune with the moon energy right now. But anyway, how you can connect with your cosmic family is to continue going. Keep going. Don't stop. Okay? Even if you feel like they're not hearing you, keep going. And we'll see if we hear something about something else about that. I don't even like the word resilience anymore, to be honest. Okay. So then we have the unexpected. Oh, prepare for the unexpected. That I can get behind. That I can get. Okay. So this is how you can connect with your folks. So again, they might be communicating with you in weird ways. They might be communicating with you through songs on the radio, through things on the computer, through things that people say. So pay attention. Pay attention. I like that. Salmons swim upstream. They go against the grain. So also, not just, there's a lot of green in here too. Not just lots of green. So it's not just looking for unexpected ways for them to talk to you. It's also, and preparing for that, it's also you yourself being a little quote unquote off, you being a little different, you going against the grain, you making changes, you making different decisions. Now this wavelength light is starting to make sense. Maybe there are some things you need to do differently. We'll see. We have teach and share, instill, instruct, educate. So teaching other people, being an example, exposing other people to spiritual concepts is how you connect with your cosmic family. I love that. Wow. Work, career, crossroads. So there really is something here about, obviously, you teaching, you imparting knowledge as a part of your work. Wow. So maybe you're some kind of teacher. Maybe you're some kind of teacher. So if you are, this is confirmation that oh God, and they're both teaching children. Look, they're both teaching young people. So even if you're not a teacher, perhaps this is how you communicate with your children, how you communicate with the young people around you. This is lit. This is how you connect with your cosmic family. The more you do this. Wow. And so when we think about the decisions and the big picture, what if you're a creative or a content creator and maybe you're having some like confusion about where you go next in your art? Consider the teaching aspect. Are you gearing it towards the right audience? Perhaps you're not incorporating enough teaching. Perhaps you could incorporate more. Perhaps you could change your audience and who you focus on. What else we got? Remember who you are. Culture, resilience, beliefs. We got resilience again. We got resilience again. This feels like you have done hard things before. You can You just, again, keep going, thinking about your culture, your belief system. Oh, so tapping into the lessons of your ancestry, but not repeating them, okay? Because we ain't trying to be out here scratching and surviving no more, okay? Let me just say that. Our ancestors did not go through this. I heard this a YouTuber say last night. Our ancestors did not go through this, and many of our ancestors went through this, not just, black folks. Our ancestors did not go through this so that we could go through this, okay? We're not out here to be scratching and surviving. Yes, we do need to remember who we are. And who we are a part of a soul family, a cosmic family, a spiritual family, a divine family, right? And so where it says beliefs, our beliefs can go beyond that, okay? Our beliefs in who we are don't need to stop here. We can go beyond. And that will help us to keep going. What else we got? Surrender again, different deck, same concept. We have Iset. So this is a new deck. So let's see what Iset is talking about. Number 44 there. Wow, master number. So Iset is one of the high priestesses. So this deck is split up into different, there's like 5 goddesses for each section. And so the high priestesses are the keepers of the mysteries of the universe. Their energy at the crown of your head vibrates high with the color violet. So this is the crown chakra energy. So Iset is the goddess of spiritual surrender. She is from Nubia, Egypt. Her element is bush. I don't know what that means. I need to go back and see that. I must have missed that. What does that mean? Is it earth? I wonder if it's earth. It has to be, right? Because they had air. It has to be earth. Here we go. The elements. Yeah. So bush, as we call it throughout continental Africa and in the Caribbean, represents earth. Yes, that's what I thought. Bush, meaning plants and herbs, is what we use for medicine, as in bush tea. The bush is also where maroons hid after escaping slavery in Africa. In Jamaica, Suriname, Guyana, and throughout the diaspora. Here is a mini guide to adding an elemental layer to your reading. Bush goddess. Bush energy is physical, primal, tactile, and grounded. Air is energy and intentional. Fire is determined. Strong. Water is fluid. Okay, that's fine, but yeah. So when we think about earth, so I'm going to think about the tarot also. So this is, this is Capricorn. This is Virgo. This is Taurus. It is the things of the mundane, the things of the everyday. So Iset is revered as a magical healer and sorceress. She is 10,000 names. She of 10,000 names. You may know her as Isis. Her Greek name, or Aset, or Aset, or Wuset. I thought she was Isis when I saw the Eye of Horus there. Or Wuset. Iset was worshipped in ancient Nubia, the Sudan region, Egypt, and beyond. Her guidance: let it all go. Say aloud now, I surrender. These words cast a spell. Breathe them in. Release control. Stop bonding around struggle. I just got this deck last night, so I haven't seen all these cards. Hand the keys to the divine. Allow spirit to carry you and fill in the gaps. You don't have to figure it all out. God, Goddess has your back. Have faith in where you are in this moment. The declaration, everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. She is not struggling. What did I say? What did I say? What you want? You could get with this, or you could get with that. This or that. I'll take this any day. Literally, I will take this any day with the ibis there. The ibis. Which also looks like the Sankofa bird, which is interesting. I will take that any day. Did I just slam the desk? And I have on my scarab. Then we have Aunt Nancy, betrayal. So this is probably also Anansi, because this is a spider. I don't know what this has to do with the cosmic family. I literally have no idea, unless it's like releasing betrayal. Aunt Nancy, shadow of betrayal, diaspora, Akan, temple, shadows. Let's see what the shadows are. I mean, I feel like we know, right? We know the shadows are like probably what's hidden, but we gonna see. I don't see no shadows. Oh, this is an illumination card. This is like the major arcana. And they have 7 cards. The shadows represent your greatest fears and dark feminine with ominous creatures and monster goddesses of the African diaspora. The secret of the shadow self is the so-called monster, is that so-called monsters often have our greatest gifts. Their energy vibrates iridescent white. Special note, if you are familiar with 7 energy systems, we are, such as the chakras, you may use that wisdom with this deck. The 7 energy channels go in order from ancestors to high priestesses, omitting the illumination cards. Got it. So these don't have a chakra, Aunt Nancy, Anansi. Betrayal. Anansi, or Kwaku Anansi, the Akan trickster god, and sacred clown, snuck into our global folk tales while Gullah Geechee children heard tales of Aunt Nancy, the tricky spider woman. My Guyanese parents entertained us with Nancy's stories about a witty teen spider. Here is her guidance. Who really betrayed you? Betrayal from others mirrors you betraying yourself. What does this have to do with connecting to your cosmic family? We gonna find out. Embodiment. Betrayal is a web that disrupts everything you thought you knew. Use discernment in your relationships. Betrayal makes it difficult to trust, but without trust, your relationships are a lie. Trust that no matter what happens and no matter how long it takes, you will survive and thrive. Now this rooster makes sense. The real question, how have you betrayed or abandoned yourself? Declaration, I am willing to know the truth. And that's how you connect with your cosmic family. How have I betrayed myself? This rooster, just before I ended the last pile, I was guided to pull this. You'll see it. I was going to delete it, but now I'm going to leave it in. But I didn't feel like it resonated with pile number 1. I was like, what does this have to do with anything? But it says, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Perhaps you came into contact with this person and now you're afraid to trust. This is also card number 20, which is 2. 2 denotes partnerships. We also use the spider in my spiritual practice when we want to connect to people, when we want to connect to like anything, clients, locations, etc. We send the spider out to do that. So it's super interesting that she is coming in here talking because of course the trickster energy of Anansi, and anybody who watched that movie, what was it, Gods of the Universe or something like that? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I started watching it, but I just didn't resonate with it. But I know that there was an Anansi character, and I know that Anansi was bringing the house down, reading the girls down, and they kicked him off the show in typical Anansi trickster fashion, right? So, yeah. How are you looking at your relationship with this arrogant person that perhaps you crossed or they crossed you? And then we have Secrets of Sheba, Queen of Sheba, Secrets Revealed. what does this have to do with the cosmic family? I just come on here. I just, I just be like, okay, we finna just do this cute. No, they're like, no, you don't do nothing cute. You go deep every time. So, Queen of Sheba, her element is fire. So, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. She is a temple of the queens. And the queens are insightful historic rulers. The Temple of Queens aligns with your third eye, and the energetic frequencies are indigo and purple. Indigo used to be my club name. I'd be like, what's your name? I'd be like, Indigo. And literally, that's how I used to say it. Indigo. All right, let's see what Queen of Sheba got to talk about secrets being revealed. I'm so shook. I was not, like, we have one more card in the deck. Like, I have no idea what's happening. In the Bible, the wealthy Queen of Sheba brings a caravan of gifts to King Solomon. The Ethiopian holy book reveals that she was their Queen Makeda, and that together they sired King Menelik the third. Menelik, yeah, I said that right. The first, Menelik the first. Her guidance: open your eyes. Secrets are being revealed. It is safe for you to see the truth. Your inner vision is crystal clear. I understand. Embodiment: you don't know what you don't know. Your creator, ancestors, angels, spirits, and descended masters are whispering to you. This is divine intelligence. Pay close attention. There are things you do not let yourself see. Allow yourself to be guided. Choose your own path. I am connected to the divine is the declaration. You are connected. Nothing can hurt you. So let yourself see the truth. This is a very deep transmission, and I'm looking for the crystal that was also chosen, because remember, this crystal was about seeing the big picture and being in flow and making decisions. So how you connect to your spirit family is by opening your eyes and allowing them to let you see the truth of your situation. And I feel like I talked about resilience and being able to do hard things, and teaching and learning, and maybe something's going to happen with your job, and also the unexpected. I mean, this was an unexpected reading. Holy crap, I wasn't expecting the, like, and you see the cards were in a totally different order. Typically I pull all of the cards when I do pick a cards. I pull them all at the same time for each deck, but this one, it was like, pull the cards for deck 1 first, and then it was a totally different order for deck 2. This is heavy. This is exciting. I am here for it. I'm a little nervous about, and I'm nervous about the Hoodoo deck always. From the minute I bought it, I've always, because it's so, I don't know, heavy, real, spooky is not a good word, but it just, you know what the Hoodoo deck is? It's this. This is me in the Hoodoo deck. Every time. Yeah, that's me. That's how the Hoodoo deck makes me feel. It scares me, which I think is good. The other deck that scares me a little bit is the Santa Muerte. So there are two that I don't use too much, because they just give me the heebie-jeebies. Okay, in the best way. Our last card. I felt like Tyra in a minute. I have one more card in my hand. And this is amazing. All right. I'm going to read from the book. How do you connect with your spirit, your cosmic family? We have the Fool here, the free man. By taking the biggest leap of faith you ever took, by believing in yourself totally and completely. but not being naive. Because the Fool in the traditional tarot, and I don't have one handy, and it's probably not on this side. No. The Fool in the traditional tarot is stepping over the cliff. And he's like, do, 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 do. In the modern witch tarot, it's a girl, a woman identified person. And they're looking at their phone. And they're also stepping over the cliff. So there's always a little danger in the Fool. And here, clearly he's walking out. The door is open, so he didn't come up from the grave. He's super white, and it's Easter Sunday. The reading I did on Friday was like the next best thing coming for the next 6 months or something like that, and that was on Good Friday. I didn't even realize, because I don't really get into that, typically. So when I realized, I was like in the reading when I realized it was Good Friday, and so many of the cards were about like resurrection. And here we have somebody literally resurrecting themselves, coming out of the grave with a bottle in his hand, with a buckle, as my father would say. Emma come out the grave with a buckle. It's interesting that his name is Ward. When we think about wards in asylums and different places, oh, they're on this ward, they're on that ward. A ward of the state. The tomb, imprisonment. It's time to come out as you were, as you are, with your liquor bottle in your hand. That's how you connect with your cosmic family, is by freeing yourself of whatever betrayal, however you betrayed yourself, of arrogant people. I suggest you go back and watch this a couple times, because there's some very interesting things here. Come on, baby. Give me that. It's the first one out the gate. Yeah, here we go. Fam. John 8:32, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. The plant is jimson weed, which I've never heard of. Maybe I've heard of jimson. Maybe I have heard of jimson. Anyway, the image, a man is walking away from the tomb of Joshua John Ward of Georgetown County, South Carolina. Ward was the largest American slaveholder, dubbed the king of the rice planters. Shout out to High on the Hog documentary on Netflix. If you have not seen it, watch it. They talk about Carolina rice. I wonder if this is the man who did the Carolina. I wonder if this is the man that did the Carolina rice, because the thing about the Carolina rice was the way they did the rice was like some African way of doing the rice. And when slavery was abolished, they went out of business because they didn't have that free labor. So I wonder if that's who this person is, because he's the king of the rice planters. I bet he is. The man is carrying a mason jar filled with dirt. Oh, excuse me. It was not liquor. It was dirt. Who is this young man? Did he know Ward personally? Why did he risk being persecuted for trespassing or witchcraft? Does he have a purpose at all? Or is this man just plain crazy? See, to me, I'm looking at this as a resurrection story. But I love this, okay? This as well. Freedom, is it a state of mind, a state of being, or is it both? The free man doesn't think about it any more than the fish contemplates water. The free man isn't deep because depth, by definition, prohibits unrestricted movement upon the surface. The free man was probably deep prior to the outset of his journey into the unknown, the unfathomable, and unpredictable, or he wouldn't have had the wisdom to know that the concept of safety is an illusion anyway. The free man has seen many people get beaten by life, or in fact had no life at all because they were afraid to take a few risks. He has heard many people say one day regarding their dreams and heard far too many todays. ODA. He has conversed with talented acquaintances that felt more comfortable dwelling on abstractions and distractions than investing in their potential. Oh my God, I can't believe this is 28 minutes long. The free man is tired of being so deep, so calculating, so restricted, and so dead. Meaning, the free man is card 0 because 0 is not a natural number, since most people normally don't start counting with 0. Likewise, the free man doesn't count in situations that demand subservience to conventional wisdom or the status quo. Remember, we started with the unexpected. The free man is on a whole other level because he genuinely feels that common sense is for common people. He doesn't think he's better than anyone. He has just accepted that new grass doesn't grow as lusciously on a beaten path. The free man is definitely foolish to most people who encounter him because he appears to be reckless and immature. But such assessments are only relevant when gain or loss is the focus. The free man doesn't exist in the space where those thoughts flourish. He is more interested in the attainment of wisdom by following his passion and what he knows to be true, wherever that may ultimately lead. The free man has what every great root worker has always had, the courage to follow their calling, despite the possibility of dire consequences, and an unshakable faith that made courage possible. This is poetry. I love words. I love language. I love books. If you receive the free man in a reading, consider what is the best thing that could happen if things go your way? What is the worst thing that could happen if they don't? Have you received an opportunity that you fantasized about but are afraid to take? Where are you headed? Are you really that deep? Are you really a free spirit, or are you just a jerk or a rebel without a cause? Have you considered the financial or emotional cost of attaining that goal? Are you living in the present? Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. Maybe you need to loosen up. It also says a new man or a woman isn't as they appear to be, and follow your bliss. That's how you connect. That's how you connect. And also, that is what they're teaching you. I love what I do. Like, share, and subscribe so this video can grow and grow and grow. I am affirming that this message will touch you where you need to be touched. It will allow you to hear what you need to hear. It has allowed you to see and be edified and be lifted up by this message. Ashe, Amen, Aho, Imhotep. Peace. And so it is. Blessed be.